Hello, everyone. Welcome to Designs and Doodles. I'm Shelly Kim. I'm also known as Letters by Shells. And today I thought it'd be really fun to showcase my whole creative art process from beginning to end. So here is a quick thing I'm going to be showcasing. So if you are new here, I'm a lettering artist, illustrator, and DIYer, and here are a couple of things that I've created. I just really love fun, colorful elements, incorporating that with my hand lettering style. And today's overview, I thought it'd be really fun to share my 3D mirror art project process in Adobe Fresco and how I create all of my sketch process with that. And then we'll go ahead and finalize the artwork in Adobe Illustrator to create the SVG files. So here are a couple of things that I've created in the past. It's like a 3D DIY mirror. I won't be showcasing how to do the cut process or putting the mirror together. I do have a lot of videos on that over on my Instagram at Letters by Shells. But I just thought it would be really fun. I get questions about it all the time. How do I put my files together in terms of getting it ready to be cut? So those are a couple of examples. Also, another example is like a 3D notebook that I did as well. And yeah, I thought it'd be really fun to share that whole process. So let's go ahead and get started into the Adobe Fresco app. So take a moment and open up your Adobe Fresco app. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the chat and see how everyone's doing. Hi, Jack. Hi, Candy. Welcome, everyone. Where are you all tuning in from as well? I would love to know. Yeah, let's go ahead and also think about when I'm creating in the Adobe Fresco app, I'm going to be talking about just like my favorite illustrations I want to create. So let me go ahead and share my iPad over here. Okay, wonderful. Amazing. Thank you everyone for tuning in as well. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions and what are your favorite illustrations you want me to draw and incorporate today. So I'll give you all a moment to open up the chat, but right now I have the Adobe Fresco app open. I am using a 8.5 by 11-inch canvas. So let me go ahead and also use, I guess I'll give a quick breakdown. I like to use the sketch brushes just to kind of just come up with my ideas and all that fun stuff. So I'll make sure in my pixel brushes, I have it on sketching and I just have it on the pencil setting as well. Yeah. And I think the reason why I wanted to create these 3D mirror art pieces is because my whole goal was to see how can I make things very dimensional, have texture, and just really bring the artwork to life versus it being just a digital artwork. I wanted my art pieces to be very interactive and super fun. Kind of also why with this notebook design, you'll see that it has the background and the frame and the individual illustrations in the middle. I just thought it'd be really fun to be able to feel it and just kind of see how it was all brought together. So that's kind of the exact same mindset I kind of apply when I'm creating the files in Adobe Fresco. Yeah. So let me go ahead. I want to do a couple of designs today, so we can come up together with our favorite mirror designs, and I'm hoping to create that. So when I sketch it out, I'll go ahead and think about the mirrors that I have in mind. So the most common one that I have is the circle. Usually the mirrors I use, they're about 6 inches. And then there are other shapes that I can also incorporate. I also have this wavy mirror that I purchased, and it looks something like this, I think. If it's a different shape and I really want to create a border around it, what I would do, I don't have that example today, but I'll take a photo of the mirror and upload the photo into Fresco, and that way I can work around it. And it's just a good way for me to also help understand how the framing is once I'm also building out in Illustrator as well. So once I have like my circle, then I just like to have that on one layer and also draw some lines to make sure that I know this is a mirror. So all my illustrations is going to have to be on the outside of all of that. But also, I just want to check in with the chat as well. Jack and Candy, do you all have any favorite illustrations that you're hoping to see today? Or what are your favorite illustrations as well that I can also draw? I would love to know. So with this, I went ahead and opened up a new layer by just tapping on that icon. I want to make sure that my mirror layer, I'm going to lock that layer so I don't like mess around with it. But on the layer on top of that, I'm going to be just kind of sketching and thinking about ideas of my mirror project. So with this one, I want to see like I feel like there's like multiple ways to go about it. Um, so we can like kind of start with like a simple one and then we can come up with a simple one first, and then we'll start adding more dimensions and elements to it. So we're just going to be coming up with like different concepts today. Okay, so let's say I'm going to choose the ideal color that I'm hoping to paint it as well. So we'll see. I'm basically going to make another circle to like make a frame around that mirror also, and just resize it a bit. This is also going to be like very defined in Illustrator as well. And then let's go ahead and see. I could also then add like a scallop shape around it. I think that's really fun. And then I'm going to open up a new layer as well. And my whole idea is to now add, if I think about the mirror projects, like the bigger borders will have to be behind it. So the mirror will be on top, and then behind it will be all the framing as well. So I'm gonna have to draw basically this other scallop frame behind that first one. Kind of like that. Let me go ahead and duplicate this so that way, and I'm just going to duplicate the layer so it becomes really solid and just like merge them all down. I'm going to color fill this one and kind of see what it can come up with. Okay. Like that. And just do the same thing for the pink border as well. This is just like a rough idea also. And I'm going to unlock the first one. I think no. I'll just draw like another circle on top of it to kind of make sure that it's going to give that mirror effect. I forgot to use my sketch brushes. So just know that's like supposed to be the mirror, and then the illustrations behind it is what we're going to be creating and cutting. So I can also just kind of resize it a bit and make it a little bit bigger. And if you have any questions about like Fresco, feel free to let me know. I'd love to help you out and showcase my like tips and tricks and stuff. Okay, so just want to check in with everyone as well. How are we loving this design? Do we love the whole like idea and concept behind it? Please let me know also what other illustrations I should be adding throughout the borders. So I'm going to see, okay, if I were to do this, maybe I think it'd be really fun to add like smaller elements around it. It could be maybe like this daisy, something like that. Um, we could also have like a tulip maybe here. Just some ideas. That, or so we can keep this like floral theme, or do we love like a fruit theme? So let me hide this layer and show what it could look like as like a fruit theme. I would do some cherries because they're my favorite. And maybe like a strawberry around here. And I think the reason why like I love sketching it out, it just helps me visually see it all come together. That way I'm not just cutting out a bunch of things and seeing like how's this gonna all come together and work out. So I feel like this is a really beautiful way to kind of see like what's working and what would I want to stick to. So yeah, I have a question for you all. Do we love the fruit theme or do we love the floral theme? So here is the floral. And here is the fruit theme. Let me go ahead and also think about, let me add some hand lettering as well. I know during our last live stream, we did like a lot of fun hand lettering tips and tricks. Definitely take a look at that video if you want to learn the hand lettering process. But I think when I see like mirrors, I just like to have like nice reminders. So let's do like hello. I feel like that could be like a really fun, like maybe it would be like up here. And then I can draw like a happy face. And in terms of like color, if I were to stick with this, I think I would actually do like a blue color with hello. It'd be really fun. Like that. Something like that. Okay, so that is the hello. So, okay. I feel like it's just really fun because you can just keep coming up with different ideas and just illustrations also. So far, another question. Are we loving this hello theme or are we loving this fruit theme or this theme? I'll give y'all a moment to see. And yeah, if there's any illustrations that you are hoping that I can draw, let me know. Amazing. So this is another of the mirror concepts. So with this one, this is kind of what I would have to do. I basically would have to get like the right dimensions and make sure that when I'm creating that cut file in Illustrator, that it's the same size as the mirror also. So with this one in the past, I had a really fun time creating like a border, like multiple borders around it. So I'll go ahead and do that same thing today. So let's go ahead and just line the mirror. This is just like a rough idea, but for the final, I'll make sure that it gets close to the mirror shape. That. Okay. So let's go ahead and fill that in. So that is that initial idea. Let me go ahead and also, I'm going to hide this, the first mirror that we drew. So that way I have more room on the artboard. Okay, so I'm going to choose all of these layers and then just make them in and group them into a folder. Amazing. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move this layer to the middle. And just pretend this is like the mirror as well. Yay, Jack, you like the hello. I really like that. Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah. Let me know also if there's other words that you're hoping that I can hand letter as well. But yeah, I love that theme. So let me go ahead and now choose another color. We can also like pick the final options later. But if there is a favorite color, like maybe there's like a color combo you want me to incorporate, please let me know. Okay, so now I'm going to add, again, just like drawing on the layer behind the first one. This is going to be like the initial. Oh, this is going to be like this second background layer. I mean border. Okay, so let me go ahead and okay, let me see how that would work. Yay. Something like that. And I feel like that's like the beauty of just sketching it out all out, because we can always kind of pick and choose what colors to incorporate, and then yeah, because then I'll talk more about this, but when you are creating the SVG files to get it prepped for the cutting process, we wouldn't be sending the files like this. It would have to be like all black and white, and they all have to be vectored files. So that's why I like to visually do the sketch process first, because it helps me not only get an idea of creating the designs, but I also get an idea of like how should I, like what type of colors should I do for this project. And I think it's really helpful to see like different options versus doing like a bunch of like test versions of it and doing like a mix and match thing and seeing what works. Mhm. So with this one, I know the mirror that I have done already in the past, it was very much like I made it like a fruit theme. Um, but yeah, so, oh, so let me go ahead and do more of like the hand lettering style. And then let me check in with the chat as well. So I just wrote the word love. I think that's really fun. Yeah. Oh, Richie, you like the purple. Amazing. Thank you so much for that feedback. I'll go ahead and explore it again. Dogs or donuts or food. Oh, I love that theme. Okay, I'm gonna do that next. Thank you, Jack. So yeah, so if this is like a love theme, I can also go ahead and draw maybe like if we did like a scallop heart shape. So here's my heart shape, and then imagine this being like a scallop behind it. So all these like tinier illustrations, I would also do my best to make it all 3D as well. So I would cut like this scallop border behind it and then the heart shape on top. Yeah. So then if that is the case, if I make that one more like 3D, I can always add like a bubble outline around the hand lettering, right? And then it could have the word love on top of that. Just some ideas. Yay. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Richie, let me know if there's any other ideas that you're hoping that I explore today as well. I love your all feedback, and I would love to kind of like help bring your ideas to life. because I am planning my next like 3D mirror project sometime this week or next week. So I'm hoping to post it all over on my Instagram as well. Okay, so I know if you have been here from the beginning, I created, I think during the first live stream, I was talking about like my greeting card collection, and I did like a bunch of like cakes and I did like a happy birthday card. So I think that would be really fun to draw like a cake theme here. That's part of like, that's like one of the foods that I enjoy. So yeah, just imagine this is like a slice of, I don't know what. It's like I'm really simple when it comes to cakes. What are your favorite like cake flavors that you like? I know I the last cake I really loved was like a strawberry theme, like strawberry cake. So I could actually replace a cherry with a strawberry. That's so fun. Like that. Who doesn't like birthday cake? I know. Yeah. I think it's always a nice treat to have. So here is a fun like birthday cake theme. I'm loving this. I really think it's gonna be really fun to recreate that. Okay, so here is like a cake theme. Because we're kind of like on like the whole dessert theme, I'm gonna go ahead and draw um let's do like an ice cream cone or something. And then the next one I'll do like a veggie theme. But yeah, I hope this is really fun just to kind of visually see like what's possible, you know. I always like dreamed of like having I think the reason why I decided to like come up with this like 3D concept was just like I wanted to see some projects come to life, and instead of just creating it digitally, I was like, what if I can like bring it to life and actually have it like dimensional and like 3D and fun and just really interactive. And yeah, I didn't know that whole journey was going to open up just like another art medium that I always wanted to explore, but I was really afraid to. So I'm really happy that I decided to explore that. And it's been really fun just to be able to create all the fun things that, again, I just wish always existed. Yeah. So something like that. I think that's really fun. Cake and ice cream. I love it. Yeah. So this is just like a way just to see, do we like it on the top better or the bottom? I think the cake could be nice here and then the ice cream at the bottom as well. Like that. Yeah. I'm loving it so far. And we can like sprinkle throughout this frame, we can also add like because I drew like a cherry the first on the ice cream cone, we can draw like a cherry. Just some ideas. And then a strawberry right here. Yeah. I'm loving this so far. Ice cream is your favorite. I love it. Working on a custom frame. Oh, amazing. I love it. Let me know if there's any other ideas that you'd love for me to incorporate. So that's just like a general idea of like the adding this like fruit and cake and dessert theme. We could also go one step. I know Jack mentioned donuts. You can also draw like a fun little donut. So yeah, I think it just depends like how I want to like bring this to life because I could just cut it at like a circle only. And then just like my notebook example, I basically drew on top of it with the additional illustrations. So it definitely just depends like how three-dimensional you want it to be. There are times where I had to like really experiment and see, oh, like how is this going to work? And then if it was just too much, then I went ahead and just painted directly on the wood piece. But yeah, just wanted to share that there's like many different options to explore. Okay, so back to my iPad. Okay, yeah, so those are some really fun ideas. I love it. And there are things we could also do, like I wanted to like draw like some like star elements. I think it can kind of just like help like frame and bring it all to life. Yeah, just some general ideas. So I feel like that's a really fun theme for sure. Okay, so let me go ahead and group this into another folder again. So far we have like this idea, and then we also have the first one that we did, which I think is also super fun. Yep. Okay. So one of my most recent ones that I really enjoy doing was like a Valentine's themed. So I went ahead and still like worked on my mirror. It was like a 6-inch mirror. But I think it wasn't like difficult, but I had to understand, okay, like how can I cover the mirror? So I think I do still need to experiment on it a little bit more. But I basically went ahead and created, I'm just going to sketch it out first, but I went ahead and created a heart, like the general idea, and then another heart around it that was a little bit bigger. And then it's like when I did it, the mirror was still being exposed here. And I don't know if there's like an easier or better way to have done this, but I would thought it'd be really fun to then cover it up and add some like a scallop frame around the heart. And I think that helped cover it up beautifully. So another question I get asked is like, what does the backside of the mirror look like? Because they are very layered. I didn't do it for this one, but what I could do is kind of like close it off by, because like essentially the mirror is going to be tucked behind all of these frames and borders. So I can create one giant piece of just like this last shape of the scallop and just glue that all behind it. So that way it's nice and clean and you don't see it. So that is one way to also go about doing that. Yeah. So that's kind of the general idea of what I did. And on top of that design, I went ahead and added some like bows. Thought that was really fun. Something like that. I'm so happy that you guys all enjoy the Valentine's Day theme. Amazing. Yeah, I know we're also like kind of like finishing up on the iPad, but let me know if there's any other um like themes that you want me to incorporate as well. So far, which one should we like go ahead and finalize? Are we loving this like heart theme, or are we loving this food and like dessert theme, or this fruit theme? Take your pick and then I'll go ahead and finalize this one, or the ones that you pick. Yeah. I'm having so much fun, and I hope you are having a lot of fun as well. As y'all take a moment to think about the next design, I think there's one thing I wanted to do. I totally forgot to incorporate. I want to do another like food theme. I was gonna do like croissants and like tomatoes. I'm trying to think of like a summer picnic like idea. So that is. So I would just probably make it really simple and have like okay, two round borders. And I don't know if this would work or if it would look nice, but then I would see if I can, because I don't know if it would work as like a 3D element piece, but I could kind of like paint like a checkered background to like make like a picnic theme. Just an idea. I guess I could actually cut this into like the file as well. I would just create it like this, and that's how I would send it in. It would just be very like delicate because I feel I would have to make sure that these lines are like thick enough so they don't break. But yeah, I feel like that's like a really fun idea so far. And I might have to make the border a little bit like bigger. And then the whole croissant idea theme was like this. I was just going to draw. I would probably make it like not as wide, but you get the idea. Okay. Let me redraw it. Okay, so that would be like an idea. So I would try to make this dimensional as well. So it would be where I would cut like the solid background of it first and like the border on top of it. So it would have like a really fun 3D effect. I like I like that. And then right here I can do like a tomato vine or something. So draw my little tomatoes. Yeah, so with this one, it would just be a matter of if I create this entire like outline shape, then that means I would probably I would have to experiment with that one to see if I want it to be like the croissant where it's going to be like a 3D effect, or I would paint it directly on here. I feel like it reminds me of like a really fun like picnic themed plate. I'm like so happy about this one. What are we all thinking so far? Do we love this idea? We got one vote on for the hearts. Oh my goodness, I love it. And fruit. Okay, so maybe hearts and fruit. Okay. Either works for me. Okay, so now that we have this new idea, what are we all thinking? Yeah. So, yeah, let me know what we're all thinking here. Okay, so if I were to incorporate, what else would I add to this like picnic theme? I would probably add maybe if I were to move this, then I can draw like another like a baguette or something right here. Just some ideas. Okay. And then what else could I finish it off? Okay, I'm gonna check in the comments. Okay. Love this. Oh, thank you so much, Anna. I really appreciate that. Okay, so I'm thinking of maybe drawing like a jar of jam here. But let me know if you are thinking about something else? Okay, sorry, I keep using the vector brushes because we'll be using the vector brushes to finalize it in the end. This is kind of like my jam jar. Let's make it into a cherry theme. Okay, actually strawberry. Okay, just some ideas. Yeah, so this is the last one I'll go ahead and draw, but unless you all have any other requests as well. Hearts, fruits, and pigment. Amazing. Oh my goodness. This is so fun. I hope you're all having a good time. I'm enjoying this so much. And I feel like I came up with like the next project that I'm going to be really excited about. I don't know if this would even, I feel like it might be a lot with the checkers and stuff, but I wonder if how it would look like if we added like another border up behind it. I don't know. Maybe we don't love this, but I feel like it looks like a really fun plate mirror. What are we all thinking so far? So again, the mirror is going to be behind all of this. So pretend this is the mirror. Yes. Okay. What are we all thinking so far? So here are the selections. Let me group this first. Okay. So we have this like picnic theme. We have this like heart theme. We have like the dessert food theme. And then the flower fruit theme. Take your pick. And I know a couple of you mentioned like fruits and hearts, so we can also do that as well. But is there a very specific border that you're hoping for me to finalize? Okay. I know it's a really hard choice. I don't know. I think they're all really fun and unique in its own way. Um, but yeah, I can go ahead and incorporate everything. Okay, Richie said plate mirror. I could see that. Yeah, I think it's really fun. I think that might be my favorite, which is this one. Okay. What else are we thinking? I can also add some like fruits around here too. That is not a problem. Okay. Yeah, I hope you're having a really great time so far, everyone. And I really hope that you're enjoying like this whole sketch process and just like seeing what type of ideas we can come up with. I think there are so many possibilities, and I think it's really fun to visually get an idea and then basically bring it to life, right? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I know a few of you mentioned, so okay, we have a vote of all of them and fruit flavored floral. Oh, I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Um, so because we like them all, let me see. What else can we do? I'm trying to see if I can, maybe we can swap out some elements and we can also then like add some like flowers and fruits. Okay. How do y'all feel about that? Okay. So if there's any other requests, I'm hoping to do it in our next live stream then. But I think our it's my choice. Okay. We'll do this plate theme, and then we'll go ahead and incorporate the other ideas. I think I may have felt like fallen in love with this like with this concept too much. So yeah, thank you so much everyone for your votes, and thank you so much for being so open and sharing your ideas. And I I'm really happy that you're all enjoying as well. I really hope it's fun and just like a really different way to see what you can bring to life. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and create everything using the vector brushes. I love using the vector round brush. I'll just use like the basic round right here. And I want to make sure I turn my smoothing to 100%, which will be located right here. I think usually the default's at 50%. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and increase the size. So when it comes to these like laser cuts, I can't make the designs too thin or else it might just break. So I'm gonna do like a little test to see if that could work. Maybe we could up it a little bit thicker. So on an 8.5 by 11, I'm gonna do about 25.5 as a size. I think that should be okay. Okay, I'm sorry, it's a little bit too thick for me. So I'll do 21. 21. So essentially, when it comes to drawing the vector, the most important items that I want to make sure I do are the individual artworks. Because with this circle shape and this scallop, I can just build it out in Illustrator. But just for this example, I would love to show how I would do it if you didn't want to do it in, if you didn't want to do these shapes in Illustrator. It would just look like this. And the reason why I think I would just prefer doing it in Illustrator is only because I can get the right sizing and dimensions the way that I need it to be. Okay, so I need to actually put the second circle on a different layer. Let me actually duplicate this and just resize it. Awesome. That's the general idea. Okay, so now I'm going to open up a new layer and just draw my individual illustrations here. I'm just doing them in different colors so I can kind of just like see what my vector layer is. I'll do like a green color. So let's zoom in on the tomatoes. Let me also hide these two layers so I can see what I'm working with. And now I'm just drawing little stems. But yeah, how are you feeling about this design so far? Also, are any of you like a tomato fan? I love tomatoes. I can eat them like apples. I can just like yeah, I think they're really yummy, and if I could eat them all the time, I would. Like sometimes I feel like the cherry tomatoes can be like a nice dessert. I think they're really sweet and they're really yummy. But yeah, you get the general idea of like how I'm just kind of bringing it to life and bringing it all together. What I could do and what I would probably recommend, I'm drawing all these tomatoes on the same layer. You could actually draw it on a separate layer from like the stem, so that way we can move it around in Illustrator, because if not, this is going to be pretty set. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with how they're coming out. Your tomatoes look fun. Oh, thank you, Richie. I'm loving it so far. Let's do the baguette next. I do wonder if this would look like a baguette. I think I would have to do like I think for like some of them I would have to make it dimensional because I don't know if you would be able to tell. So what I can do is like these two can be like the tomato and the jam could be like more of like a solid, and we can make the croissant and the baguette like more of a dimensional feel. I just yeah, I like to have some balance, so I feel like that's a good balance to have. Yeah, something like that. And then the last one is the jam. But yeah, how are we feeling about this design so far? Are we happy with it? And I wouldn't draw like the bow or the strawberry because I would just hand draw it on my end. So that's what I think will be a good idea. And then we can also draw, I know a few of y'all mentioned like the heart theme. I know we didn't do the heart one, but I can draw this like scallop behind it. Okay, that does not look like I don't know. I loved it for a little bit, and I think this simple heart might be okay. Okay, simple heart. We could do like a fun little star here. Yep. And then okay, I know some of y'all also wanted some fruits, so let's go ahead and draw like a cherry here. Yeah, so the next step is to bring this into Illustrator, which is pretty fast because we created all the vectors. So I would just have to like then separate like all the items that I need to cut. So that's what I would need to do. Okay, so let's see. I can't remember. I'm trying to look back at the comments to see if there was you like the fruit flavored, like the pastries. Okay. Oh, a flower. Okay, let me draw a flower. Okay. Something like that. You just resize it as well. Okay. Yeah, so I'm loving it so far. I think it's really fun. And let me just bring this other thing back here. Yeah, so essentially if you wanted to like have more like different scallop shape, maybe like just be in more control of the shaping behind it, we can actually on a separate layer just use the same round vector brush that I like to use and just add some dots around it. You just have to figure out like the spacing of the dots and something like that. I'm trying to see if I can do one less one. But yeah, there's multiple ways to go about this. I have a video on my Instagram where I just created the scallop border in Illustrator as well. Okay. And then essentially I would just like fill this entire, and it would become that scallop shape. Let me go ahead and do different colors so you can see the difference. That's that general idea. Okay, so let me go ahead and now share this file over to Illustrator so we can just break it all apart and create that vector or this separate files for the SVG file. So I like to just export it this way where you tap on the export button and then just open a copy and just do Illustrator desktop and it will send it over. Yeah, so let me go ahead and share my Illustrator now. Okay, so we have our file. And this is how it exports. I'm just going to hit OK. Yay. And here it is. I'm just going to be resizing it a bit. Okay. Yeah. So I think this is really fun just to kind of see now it come to life and we can work on this file. So I feel like most of the work, it has to do with like the brainstorm process in the iPad. And then we can just have a really fun time taking it apart in Illustrator. So I'm going to make another artboard. And I'm going to also open up my layers and just see what I'm working with here. I know we created a handful of layers. Okay, so we have these ones. Let me hide some other layers. Okay. So we have this vector file. So this is going to be like one separate SVG file that we would cut. So it would be just doing a couple of, just like piecing it all together. And so this would be another separate one. Because we want to, I would have to experiment to see if that thing would work to create like that, like checkered feel. I don't know if it would, but right here, I just went ahead and filled the background using the shape builder tool. So you'll see that I just made it into like a solid border. And after I take it all apart, then we'll go ahead and kind of see. There's a certain way where I would just make sure that what I'm cutting, the dimensions are the same. So when you are creating the cut files with the SVG, I would have to make sure that these are, it's not grouped, but I have to basically like have them like all combined together. So I'll go ahead and open up the Pathfinder panel. And I'm just going to do my click on the shape mode unite and just make it all seamless. Because if I did not combine these, like if I create an SVG file and they were all like this, where they're like all the strokes are individual, that's how it would cut. And I'm trying to not, I don't want that to happen. So just unite everything. With this flower shape, because I think the only more dimensional ones will be these two. So I think I'm going to have the daisy be a more solid shape. Okay, so, and then I would just draw the dot in the middle for that. But yeah. So these are like, so I feel like the iPad is really great to like just brainstorm your color palette in Fresco, but this is where like also like all the other magic happens where we're just creating the final cut files. So what I mean with the 3D dimensional ones, what I would do here is this. So I would copy this as the outline, and I'm going to use a shape builder and just bring this all together. I can make it into like a different color so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Okay, so it would be that color. Okay. And then I would have this go on top of it. This one, let's do, I think I might color it like that. Yeah. So that's pretty much what I would do to make sure that, and just align them here just to make sure I have that all ready to go. Yeah. So that's kind of the cut file. So if I cut this, it has to be like that. They're two separate files. And this is the same thing I would do for the baguette as well. And then actually, let me go ahead and do the same colors. But yeah, that's a general idea. So that's pretty much like how I would prepare the files all ready to go. And I really hope that you're also enjoying this process and just seeing like the more behind the scenes. Um, but yeah, so again, I would just keep these little outlines if it were the case that I'm going to make it three-dimensional. But for this one, since I will be bringing it all together, I do have to close out all of that. Okay. But yeah, I hope you all had a really great time seeing this process. So basically, what I would do is just now like play like Tetris a bit and see how much like boards that I can save here. So I would bring all these like artwork on the same artboard and things like that. And I would just make sure everything is in the color black before I send the files. But yeah, that's pretty much how I would do my process when it comes to just bringing it all together and exporting the files. So just making sure they're all separate artboards and making it all separate. And that's pretty much how I create my SVG files from beginning to end. And I really hope you enjoyed this process. And I hope that it is really fun to watch everything. If you have any questions, let me know over on Instagram. Send me a message. And I hope that I can create this project soon. But I hope you all had a great time. Thank you so much for tuning in today. You are all so amazing, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you so much. Bye.